So here is the topology that we are going to refer for our demonstration. So in this example, we have two 3-tier networks. The first 3-tier is a web, app, and DB zone, right, connected to a distributed logical router. And on your right-hand side, you have another 3-tier app, which is for a 3-tier network, which is between sales, finance, and HR, connected to a different distributed logical router. Now, both those DLRs are connected to the same edge service gateway at the center. Okay? Now, what we are going to demo here is specifically build a logical network topology for the VM in the web, app, and DB tier to the VM in the sales tier. Okay. Let's see how we can build this end-to-end logical network topology using VROps.
Let's switch the monitor here. Oh, sorry. This thing locks up. Okay.
Sure. So I'm going to start with the demonstration here. So what you see here is we realize operations with NSX management pack dashboard. So as you can see at the top, there are several different tabs, and each of those tabs represent a dashboard available from VROps. Where we are right now is the NSX for vSphere object path dashboard, right? And as you can see here, there are a list of objects out there available within your NSX deployment. So as we said, what we are going to demonstrate is to build the end-to-end logical network topology between the web VM on one of those 3-tier networks to the sales VM on the other 3-tier network, right? So I'm going to search for the object, the web VM, that's my first source of my topology. And I found that, I picked that as my first source object. And now I'm going to pick the second object for the path exploration, which is my sales VM. I search for the sales VM. And I found my sales VM that I want as the destination, and I picked that up, and I'm going to build a logical network topology. And there you go. You can see that VROps is building the logical network topology between the sales VM and the web VM, right? Now, if you scroll down, it parallelly builds a physical network topology that the logical network is utilizing on the physical fabric, and that is using SNMP, right? So in addition to that, if you see it, as you scroll across the different elements within that topology, it gives you all the details of the different elements that constitutes this topology. So as you can see here, the web VM is connected to the distributed logical router, logical switch, followed by the edge service gateway. And on the other end, you have the transit network that connects you to the other distributed logical router, which in turn connects to your vSphere logical switch, NSX logical switch for the sales tier. And finally, you have the sales VM. So you highlight on that, and you can actually get all the details of each of those components, which constitutes the logical network path. At the same time, if you go to the network path, you can see that the web VM is hosted on a particular host with the IP address 10.1.14.221.7, which is connected to 2 leaf switches, and the 2 leaf switches are in turn connected to 2 spines. And on the other end, it again connects to 2 leaf switches, followed by the host that hosts the sales VM, and then you have the sales VM. So as and when you highlight your cursor across each of those components, you get the details of that particular component that constitutes the path.